everyone. Welcome to the program Yoruba Language with Teekay. My name is Atinuke and I am from the Yoruba speaking tribe of Nigeria. I found out that so many people, though they are from the Yoruba speaking tribe, they have stopped speaking in Yoruba. I don't know, for whatever reason. Some people feel speaking in English is more cool than speaking in Yoruba, but I just look at it. If you look at the Chinese people, the Polish people, they all teach their children their language first, even before they learn the English language. Like I have a neighbor around the neighborhood here, and the child didn't learn to speak in English until he got to school. He was basically speaking Polish for the first 3 years of his life. So why would we Yorubas, we Africans, not teach our children how to speak our language? We should not forget our culture. We shouldn't forget our heritage. That is our logo, and we must embrace it. We must do whatever we can to put out, our own language there and let people know that we actually have something we are proud of as well. Hence the making of this video. So we would be I would be teaching, or we would be deliberating on Yoruba language. I'm not a pro in Yoruba, but with my little idea, I would be sharing it with you guys, and you guys can comment on the comment box as well if you have any idea or if you have any question you want to ask. And this would be a weekly series, so we would progress as we go on. This morning is just a little bit of an introduction. Like I said, my name is Atinuke and I am from Ondo State in Nigeria. And then we'll be talking about greetings in Yoruba, because Yoruba language is actually a very, very fun language. Though some people think it's a bit difficult, but I wouldn't say it's difficult. It's just very deep and it's very rich. There are some English words that cannot be directly translated into Yoruba, but we would look for the closest meaning to give to it. So in Yoruba language, a word could mean 3 different things. Like, it depends, and that's one of the things we'll be learning as we go in this Yoruba lessons. Yoruba has diacritical marks which makes them unique. That's how you can differentiate what word you're actually saying. In Yoruba, we call them ami. In Irish language, they call them further, and in Spanish language, it's called acento. So these marks would make you know if the word is actually something or the other, because a word can mean 3 things in Yoruba sometimes. So we're going to be learning all this as we go. And but just this morning, we would be learning about the greetings, how you greet in Yoruba. Yoruba, the first thing, like a friend of mine once asked me, an Irish friend, that how do you say hello in Yoruba? That's the most common thing someone would ask you. How do you say hello? Well, there is no direct translation of hello in Yoruba, but one very popular one we normally would say in Yoruba is bawo ni. Bawo ni. How are you? Bawo ni. So that's what people would normally say in Yoruba when they want to say hello. And then what people could say to themselves as well, like if you're talking to your guy, your girlfriend, your mates, your colleagues, you could say showa. How are you? Showa. Kilon shele. That's another one people say. Kilon shele. What's happening? That's ways of greeting in Yoruba. But the formal way you would greet an elderly person, and something in Yoruba as well is Yoruba has a way of addressing elderly people, and a way you could address your age mates or people that are younger to you. So if you want to address someone that is older, you would say eh. That is a sign of respect, because Yoruba language, it's all about respecting people, giving respect to whom deserves the respect. So in Yoruba, when you want to address your elders, you would use And when you want to address your mates or someone younger than you, you would use O. So if you want to say good morning, for instance, in Yoruba, if you were talking to your parents, someone that is older than you, in Yoruba, you would say ẹ káàárọ̀. And in Yoruba language as well, we always show our respect by bowing to the people we're greeting. So you would bow your knees to say ẹ káàárọ̀ when you're greeting an elderly person. But if you wanted to say good morning to your mates or someone younger than you, you would say káàárọ̀. The air would be removed. You wouldn't put the O because you're talking to just one person, you know. You wouldn't say o káàárọ̀, you just say káàárọ̀. But if you're talking to an elderly person, it will be ẹ káàárọ̀, even though the person could be just one person. That's Yoruba language for you. And if you want to say good afternoon in Yoruba, you would say ẹ káàsán. Ẹ káàsán. So again, I'll go back to the morning. Saying good morning in Yoruba to an elderly person is ẹ káàárọ̀. To your age mate or someone younger than you, you would say káàárọ̀. If you want to say good afternoon to an elderly person, you would say ẹ káàsán. If you want to say good afternoon to someone younger than you or your age mate, you would say káàsán. Ẹ káàsán. Káàsán. And if you want to say good evening, because in Yoruba we have greetings for almost everything. They could greet you for going to the toilet. They could greet you for sitting down. They could greet you, you know. Yoruba is a very, very interesting language. So if you want to say good evening in Yoruba, you would say ẹ kú rọ̀lẹ́ to an elderly person. Ẹ kú rọ̀lẹ́. And if you want to say good evening to your age mate or to someone younger than you, you would simply say kú rọ̀lẹ́. Kú rọ̀lẹ́. So to an elderly person, good evening is ẹ kú rọ̀lẹ́. And to your age mate or someone younger than you, it is kú rọ̀lẹ́. Now, if you want to greet someone, maybe you're going to bed or at night, if you want to greet an elderly person, you would say ẹ káalẹ́. Ẹ káalẹ́. And to your age mate or someone younger than you, you would say káalẹ́. So we'll go over it again: morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Morning is to an elderly person, ẹ káàárọ̀. To your age mate or someone younger than you, you would say káàárọ̀. In the afternoon, you would say ẹ káàsán to an elderly person, ẹ káàsán. To someone your age mate or younger than you would say káàsán. In the evening, you would say ẹ kú rọ̀lẹ́ to an elderly person, ẹ kú rọ̀lẹ́. To your age mate or someone younger than you would say kú rọ̀lẹ́. In the evening, for someone older than you would say ẹ káalẹ́. Ẹ káalẹ́. And to your age mate or someone younger than you would say káalẹ́. So you could hear someone saying something like ẹ kú ìjókòó. Ẹ kú ìjókòó. That's well done for sitting down there. In Yoruba, greeting is very, very important. It is an important aspect of our culture because we believe that you should always, appreciate people. You should always accord respect to them, greet them, honor them. And whenever you go out as well and you come back in, you have to greet the people that you met in the house, whether the person is older than you are, your age mate, or even younger. We greet every time in Yoruba. So when you go out and you come back in, if you meet someone in the house, if the person is older than you are, you would say ẹ kú ilé. That is good afternoon. It could be in the morning, it could be in the afternoon, it could be in the evening, but the ẹ kú ilé is just according respect to the person that, oh, you are at home, I met you at home, how are you? So just greeting the person that is at home. Ẹ kú ilé. Ilé is home. So I met you well at home is just the greeting that you literally saying for saying ẹ kú ilé. And if it's someone that is younger than you or your age mate, you would just say ẹ kú ilé. But for someone older than you would say ẹ kú ilé. And if someone is coming from outside, say your parents were coming from outside, it's a form of saying hello. But like I said, hello does not have a direct translation in Yoruba. But someone coming from outside and meeting you inside the house, you would say "ẹ káàbọ̀" if those were your parents or someone older than you. "Ẹ káàbọ̀." But for someone younger than you or your age mates, you would say "káàbọ̀." So if you meet someone at home, when coming from outside, to greet them, you would say "ẹ kú ilé." For someone older than you, "ẹ kú ilé." And if it was someone younger than you or your age mates, you simply say "kú ilé." And when someone is coming from outside, you are in the house. Someone coming from outside, you would greet the person "ẹ káàbọ̀." For an elderly person, "ẹ káàbọ̀." But for someone your age mate or younger than you, you would simply say "káàbọ̀." I think that's about what we can do for greetings in Yoruba language for today. As time goes on, as we do the lessons weekly, we would discover more things we might have missed out, and we would address it. We would try to learn as much as we can in this lesson period, in the series, so that we would know how to converse in Yoruba language, because it is very, very important. Like myself now, I try to teach my children the language. So if we're outside, if I want to talk to them without people in this community knowing what I wanted to say to them, I would simply speak my language, and they understand when I speak most of the time, especially, well, to the older ones, not to my little boy, he doesn't really understand anything, but to the older ones, they understand what I mean. I would just talk to them once and they know what to do. It is very, very important that we teach our children Yoruba language, and even people that are not even Yoruba as well, they could learn. Like I saw some white people on a video one time like that singing in Yoruba language, and I was so moved by it. If people that are not even from our culture, from our background, could learn the language and sing in the language, it is something that we ourselves, that we are the people that own the language, we should be proud of our language. We should embrace it. We should, lift it high so that people can make use of the language with us. Thank you for listening to this program today, and do comment in the comments section below, subscribe and share as well. And see you next week by God's grace. Stay safe. Bye.